Hello guys, it's DianaDew. Tonight I'm going to be doing kind of a different video. I will try to be charming you with my hand movements if camera decides to focus. Good camera. And what I think I'll be talking to you about, and I'm not sure because this is really going to be not a ramble, but I have so many things I want to tell you. It will be about psychology. It all began a couple of days ago. Well, it started lots of years ago actually. It all began a few days ago. Sorry, I don't understand why it goes out of focus. When this person, he looks like a very interesting guy, Matteo. He messaged me asking me if I was into meditation. And because he was very interested into it, and he asked if I would ever be interested in making meditation videos. I said, of course I am, but I have no idea. So please explain to me if you'd like. So he starts explaining, and then he tells me about a basic meditation imagination I'm supposed to do. It's something that he proposed I'd do with you guys, but since I'm going to be telling you about it, I won't be doing it to you. I'll do something else. But since he also wants to know the answer, I made this video because the answer is very, very long, I think. So he told me to start basic meditation, starting with clearing my mind, imagining my body as body, shifting it from my mind, allowing my mind to be free because I'm focusing on my body parts. I'm sorry if you hear the computer sound, but I'm keeping it here with me because I'll need to read. And after that, after relaxing my mind, he told me to, this was written, imagine a road. Don't go into many details because I had to make you guys imagine. And try to imagine what's around me. And then I had to imagine a means of transport. And what came to my mind was a tram. I'm not sure if it's also called a tram in English, but anyway, it's a bus on railroad, on the road. So it has these railways that go on the road. And he says it can be anything from a horse to a car, a dragon, a astronaut, it can be anything, but what came to my mind is a tram. Even though I think I rode one once in my life. He asked me to imagine who was driving this transport. I didn't actually imagine who was driving it, but I remember the passenger, and I just remember this tram being safe. I remember the passenger which was actually a worker, which, to be honest, to be exact, not honest because I told him, was my grandfather, because his job was to make tram tickets on board, so people would buy the ticket when they were on the tram, and so that's the job he did until he retired. He retired pretty young, and I didn't read the rest of it. I read now that it does have some meanings. I'm so surprised because I didn't read the part of it. I just replied telling him what the passenger was because I had this clear picture in my mind. And I will go reading. Let me see. I'm sorry. So I told him I imagined I was in a tram with my the passenger was my granddad, and who worked as a tram ticketer. I'm sorry, I'm just going to do this little thing to try and get it in focus. Okay, and so that's what I imagined. And he told me a tram runs on railroads. Do you have the feeling that your life trail is forced? He said, of course, if it's too direct, don't reply. And what I told him is, I wish my life had railroads. And he asked me, why would you want railroads? And I told him, wow, why would I want railroads? And so I told him, I will make a video in response. I haven't told anybody about this, and I didn't write it because I wanted to let all my feelings come out in this video. Also thanks to a friend, Derek, who told me that it feels good to let your words and your thoughts out in video. So thank you, Derek. And thank you, Matteo, because this has given me so many things to think about. So let's start off. Railroads are amazing, and there are so many reasons why. Because let's start off with a tram. Cars, bicycles, buses, they can go on the road, but somebody took their time to build rails on the road for trams. They didn't just build rails for trains or roads for cars. They did something special for the tram. Just how amazing is that? Somebody took the time to do something for you so that you could ride that road. Just, isn't that amazing? Somebody took their time and their sweat to do something for you so you could ride around town easily, along with cars, buses, people, bicycles, bikes. They don't need rails. You could have become a train, you could have become a car, but you decided to become a tram by having railroads on the street. So basically, somebody did something amazing for you. And I honestly don't see rails as a bad thing, because I've never had rails in my life, and I'm not saying I never did anything stupid in my life. You know, it just happens when you feel very, I'm not trying to grab any attention, guys, seriously, I don't really care. I'm not here for that. I'm just here to offer comfort to the people who might feel the same as I do. And so, guys, my problem is I never had rails in my life because nobody ever took time to design these rails. Nobody ever took the time to build these rails for me, with me, for the path I could have chose. Nobody ever took the time to just ask me what I wanted to be. If I wanted to be a train, a car, a passenger, a bike, or a tram. A tram is literally the most spoiled means of transport because it has everything. A road and a railroad. And it has a driver. It's such a pampered means of transport, and I think it can be a strong metaphor. I know that I'm going to get so many trolls saying, we don't give a crap, oh, go cry elsewhere. I'm sorry, guys, I'm not gonna give you any attention, seriously. If you're coming here to look for attention or make some humor, write to me privately and I will help you with it. Otherwise, I'm here just to open my heart to the people that might have had the same problems as I did. Oh, I'm lucky because I never missed anything. So just put our books, and I've been very loved from close people, but I've always also been expected to grow very fast and have lots of anxiety put on to me, while at the same time having no rails built, just being sort of ignored because I could do it on my own, because other people needed it more. And I started developing traits where I thought that I needed help. I needed to need help in order to be helped, because I thought that was the only way of getting attention. I started developing weird phobias, which only worsened my position. I've had very bad situations as a kid as well. Some things I wouldn't recommend to anyone. And sometimes you just grow so far from yourself. You just split yourself because you cannot deal with all that pain. I know what's worse of the pain is that you were 8 years old and you thought it was all your fault. You thought it was all your fault, all that happened. You thought that, yeah, somebody might not have behaved, but you looked for it. And so to get far, far away from that guilt sense, which is what has eaten me alive until a few months ago, you start seeing parts of you as another person. So you let that guilt sense take life. So you don't let it live inside you anymore, but you leave it as another person besides you, who keeps telling you horrible things, gives you horrible anxiety. I know this is probably a not very relaxing video. It's probably too much information as well, but I know this can help some people. And even if it helps one, be happy. Sometimes even people who help others need to let go of them. Some things. I'm following up therapy for this, so this is not my only means of help, but sometimes you need to let others know. Sometimes you need to be strong. No, I don't need it. I just want to be strong. I'm sorry, a little burpee. Sometimes you just want to be strong and tell others what happened, because somehow it would make you feel better knowing that someone would feel better from this. So anyway, when you're 9 and you want to die from that pain because you feel torn inside from memories, very bad memories, very, very bad memories. And what's worse, as I said, is that you feel responsible for them because you were convinced, you were guilty about it. You just take that guilt part out of you and you just try to get it as far from you as you can, but it's still a part of you, so you cannot get rid of it. It will stay in your mind, but you will see it as something else. You will see it as another person who keeps telling you bad things, keeps giving you anxiety, keeps telling you, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why did you say that? What are you doing? Whoa, that was stupid. What the crap are you doing? Why? Oh my God, what will they think? Are you serious? Tap this with being ignored, with having your needs stomped. Yep. And this blog didn't turn out how I thought it would. But I want to be brave. No, let's be honest, I don't want to be brave. I just want to be strong and tell you guys. I want to just let some things out and hope it will help somebody. So even when you ask for help, nobody cares, because after all, you can do it on your own. Nobody cares what you do in school. Nobody talks to professors. I remember seeing other students, and they used to say, oh, if I don't take a good grade, my parents will get so angry. And I used to think, well, I'm so lucky. I'm happy if I get minimum grade. But then I realized I was happy if I got minimum grade because I knew I couldn't have done anything better than that. Because I knew that was the best I could do. Be good at nothing. I'm feeling so weak as I talk. Be proud of me, Derek. Also, guys, if somebody of you had a tougher life, tougher problems, seriously, I don't care. Write a blog about it. Do a vlog. Just don't come writing in comments. Because again, if you're looking for attention, I'm happy to help you. Everyone has their own ways of attracting attention. So as you will see, this is not a blog about come and tell me who had worse life experiences than me, to brag about it, as if having bad experiences is something to brag about. If you feel you have the need to talk about it, just tell me. Write it in the comments. I'm sure many people would like to help. I tried to ask for help, but nobody thought I needed it. I was just seen as lazy, stupid. I just wasn't listened at all. Even when I lost 1 year in school because I didn't meet minimum grades. They refused to believe it was their responsibility. Now they know. Still refuse to believe it sometimes, but now they know. Because kids need to have railroads. Teens need railroads. I need railroads. I didn't have them earlier. I cringe, and I hope it's a good thing. I mean, it's a sad way, but in an envious way. When I see some of my friends that are so followed by parents, well, wish I had those railroads, because I know that I'll take my road after that. But I need somebody to put those first parts down for me. Everyone needs it. Otherwise we wouldn't have parents. We'd just be born from eggs and abandoned on a beach. Like cute turtles do. So since nobody listened, and I didn't think after all my problems had any importance, because that's what my mind told me. The other part of my mind, the one that stood on the right, because I sort of saw this as a separate person, because that guilt sense was too strong. I felt so responsible. I just had to back up from it. So since that part of me kept telling me how useless my problems were, how I was just trying to attract attention, because that's what you do. You don't have problems. You just want to bug people with your stuff. You should just be quiet, because others have bigger problems than you do. You should just help them. They have big problems. You don't. So, since I couldn't allow myself to be angry, sad, feel abandoned, my body developed a particular phobia. Just nothing that bad. It's quite funny, actually. And it all began from feeling too much pressure. When a friend of mine asked me why I was afraid of balloons. Yep, inflatable balloons. What was wrong with them? I told them, oh my god, can't you see what's wrong with them? They're so thin. You inflate them with so much air. They withstand so much pressure. So much pressure, it's natural. It's not right for them to have all that pressure. They're not supposed to be inflated that much. It's not fair. Balloons are not supposed to be inflated like that, because they're too thin to withstand all that pressure from the inside, all that compressed gas. And that's one of the first things I told my therapist, and we soon realized I was that friggin' balloon. I was that balloon. And that balloon had been stuffed with so much pressure for so many years, for 22 years, and it was about to explode. It exploded many times already, but it always hurt so much, because I didn't know where to put all that anger. I didn't know what to do. I had nobody to help me. What you do with all that pressure? when after all, it's your duty to handle it. You're supposed to handle it, so just shut up and do your job. Others have bigger problems. You're always whining, you're always trying to attract attention. I started having anxiety attacks, which are not very bad after all. They're not panic attacks, thank goodness. Although that part of me kept telling me I was too much of a wimp to have serious problems. I could at least be bulimic, anorexic, have panic attacks, faint. I could at least do something big. And I just wanted to tell that part to fuck off. But somehow I dreaded, because I knew that if I had those problems, I would get that attention. So that's what my head did. She took two important parts. Pressure she felt inside, and the need to attract attention. I've always been strong during my whole life, and I saw that as a weakness, because when you're strong, nobody asks you how you're doing. They just assume you're doing fine because you can take it. But I couldn't take it. I never could. I never did. So that's what my head did, to tell me this is enough. It all started when I was 14, 15. And trust me, I used to get like dizzy and all scared when I was around balloons. Seriously dizzy, having breathing problems. But I didn't recognize them as such, although I used to enjoy attracting attention for it, telling more people possible about this problem. So that I could have a problem. Everyone has problems. Why can't I have one? I have a problem. Somebody will listen to me. If I have a problem. Oh, I'll be big if I have a problem. That part will shut up because I have a problem. Yeah, somebody will listen to me if I have a problem. So anyway, I felt the burden of so many things, which weren't big if you take them separately. If you take everything that happened to me, not everything, I hope, and you just put it into separate households, and you just put one element of what happened to me separately. It's not bad. That was a problem. It wasn't bad enough to be bad. It was just something I could stand. So when I was 22, it was close to my birthday, I had this last anxiety attack, because in this club there were too many balloons, and I ill-treated so many people. And when this friend, I felt so ignored that night. But what could I expect? People were there to have fun. I creepily hate those balloons, but it's not my fault if people like them. So, when I was a bit shocked, but not enough to feel strong out of my weakness, a friend brought me home. I was so shocked, and I told him, this fear is just to attract attention. I know it. I know that this is what it's born from. I was so angry with the situation. I was so angry of everything. So when I told one person of this, I was straight away told to go look for professional help. And sorry about the birds. I had some orange lemonade. I'm not drunk, by the way. I'm super sober. Don't worry, that's not why I'm confessing. If I was drunk, I'd be sleeping, not sleep so well. So that person told me to get help because she saw I needed it. That person listened to me. The person realized how strong I was, yet how fragile I was feeling. So I sought out professional help, and I'm still having it. And so many things happened since then. What has happened recently is that I've become again the person I was before I felt that personality split. I feel again what I was before the guilt senses when I was 8, torn my personality apart. I have no idea if it's Thor or Thorn. I hope it's Thorn. My soul apart. It's like they tried to fit another person in this head, even though it's not schizophrenia or anything. Thank goodness. It wasn't as bad. It was just something very annoying which gave me great anxiety. If I think of things that happened when I was 8, whoa, I was so strong. How did I find all the strength to help others and not just kill myself? I know why I did. Because I loved everybody. I had so many friends. I had so many reasons to live. I had a crush on this boy. He was from Naples. His mother was a typical black-haired Maple woman. A classic motherly woman. Sorry, just trying to get some socks on my feet because I'm kind of cold. It's half hour I'm sitting here. I remember that we were on a bike together and we were going so fast. And I hugged him from the back. It was one of the happiest days ever. It was spring. And all the seeds were in the air. This cotton seeds were in the air. I lived because I loved all of my friends and they loved me so much. I had so many friends. And ever since I had that soul split, I never had any friends like that anymore. Because I wasn't me anymore. A part of me had... Sorry, I have to change position. A part of me left. And it started going against me. I've only started being that person again recently. I'm still me. I get very angry when things don't work out. And by very angry, I mean very angry. I'm very emotional. I still don't like vegetables. But I'm back to the old me. Some of you may say that kind of personality when you're 8. But I can tell you, I had balls when I was 8. And I hid them until now. Well, that's not true, actually. I had them because I had to stand being ignored. And all those bad things I told myself. That's not true. I just didn't have those kind of balls which made me happy to be the person I am. Sorry, just untying my hair. Ouch. I have somebody I talk to regularly. This is not therapy. I could say, oh, I'm doing this for others. I think I am. The point is, I just want to do it. I have the excuse I'm soft speaking. I won't label it as relaxing, because my hands feel too numb right now to move them properly. I just feel as if blood isn't flowing inside them, because that is what happens when... That doesn't always happen, honestly. But whenever I try to talk in depth on these things, the problems I have now are still that I don't listen to myself. As years went by, there was yet another division in my soul. I call them horizontal divisions. I managed to reunite my soul back in one. But then, there must be a reason why you just split your soul in many parts. And you might not know it, but your body does. Why did your body enjoy splitting your soul into parts? You don't know why. Well, I think I know why now, but I did a vertical division after that. I started dividing my body into physical body parts, such as guts, feet, body, which includes body image and sexuality, heart, and all guts. It's actually divided into stomach and guts, and heart and lungs, and esophagus, and then we have the brains. Lately, a couple of months ago, I started developing problems in my intestines and digestion, because I felt too many expectatives. That's what I call them. Basically, what happens when you're not used to getting anything for all your life, for 23 years, and suddenly you realize you're entitled to something just because somebody put you on earth, and just because somebody loves you, and they think you're entitled to certain things. Well, you feel guilty because you never had it your whole life. My lips are burning. I feel guilty because nobody ever did it their whole life. And why should I do it now? Certainly owe them something. You don't think that they're doing it just because they're doing it. I know I could have said just because. Sorry. I start feeling terrible perspectives instead of just thinking, this person loves me, that's why he does it. And when you think that you're guilty, because you're not doing those things, because you should feel guilty, because after all, that person is doing something for you. You should do it in return. Not just do it because that person knows you want to do it, but do it quick. And then it all builds up in your inside. And you cannot digest anything anymore. It just slowly eats you inside. And it just twists your intestines. And well, and you slowly start getting this huge tummy when eating. It's quite funny because I look pregnant when I eat a lot. But I've never had eating problems until recently. And at first, I truly felt betrayed from my body when the doctor told me it's due to stress. She told me something is stressing you. And before she could finish the question, I burst into tears. I didn't want to tell her what was wrong, not because I thought it was wrong, but because I just told her a little bit. And she realized, she told me, I knew you were doing therapy. It's worked great. You improved so much in these years. She gave me a cure, but I still felt so betrayed from my body. Next day, I took a 25-kilometer ride on a bicycle to go meet my aunt, uncle, and cousins. I was so happy. It was an amazing day. I had to prove my body could still do it, but I still felt so betrayed. And then, when I told my therapist, said, your body's not betraying you. It's just telling you things. And I told him, but can't he find another way to express them? And told me, it's your intestines. He cannot write Bibles for you. And the more days passed, the more I found that expression funny. Until the other day I told him, well, my brain's not been that smarter. He gave me a phobia of fucking inflated balloons. So, the division I did now, which is vertical, is not, it doesn't make a part from the other differ for its smartness or not, because none of my parts function properly when I'm in anxiety. And I feel that this division, what you call it, it just came to me at all when I realized what parts anxiety would go and hit. It could be sexuality, stomach and intestines, which is digestion, heart and lungs, meaning I couldn't breathe, head, giving me so many thoughts, making me cry. So you see, that's what's being hit. And the worst part is not that, it's not that a division, it's the division just because I feel different parts are hit. But it's a division because I don't see these parts as part of me. I just feel these parts as something which stopped working. So something which is guilty of stopping work. But it's not guilty. Poor things, they're just telling me. Like, and say the other day, I was supposed to see my boyfriend. So I just organized my day, so that I could study in the evening, for reasons I'm not going to explain to you. In the afternoon, where my plans couldn't be changed, he told me he wouldn't be there at night, meaning I had to go home and not being able to study as much. He told me, "Are you gonna be mad?" Because he was supposed to do something with his friends for a wedding. So something serious, but not too serious. I told him, "No, honey, of course not." But then I started feeling a bit sad. And a couple of hours later, I started feeling anxiety, like this heavy pressure on my lungs, on the sternum, to be precise. And that was because, well, I just told my friend I was feeling anxiety. I had no idea why. I mean, well, sometimes I told her, "Look, that prick." I wanted to see him so bad, and most of all, I could have studied a lot more if I had seen him. But I can't. Why? Because he told me it's late. And then again, oh my god, I feel anxiety. And then we were on the bus, and she told me, "Could it just be you're just angry?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm angry. I wanted to see him, and I also wanted to study more. He just threw away my plans for today." And I felt so angry, I wanted to tell him. So I told him, and he said, he was sorry, but he said, "You can't say yes and then make me feel guilty." And I cried because I didn't want to make him feel guilty. I wanted to express my feelings. So he called me, and I just explained to him that many times I do not find my thoughts and opinions to be important enough to listen to them. So this is what happens. They just get buried, and they arise as anxiety, digestion problems, sexuality problems. I think everyone has that probably, but I didn't want him to say sorry or anything, because who cares? Things happen. We can't expect things to go always right, or we'll freak out. Of course, I want my life to be perfect every day, but that just won't happen. I just told him that I want to be able to tell him things without freaking out. I want to be able to tell him things without feeling sad, scared to express my feelings. That's what I told him. It's not about telling him. It's about allowing myself to think these things. And it happened with so many things. And now, I am truly wondering if all the anxiety attacks I've had in my life weren't just my body trying to tell me something and me not listening to it. Well, I'll go to sleep now. I'll probably look for some new videos and just go sleep with Q Whispers Bible reading. I'm not religious. I'm sorry about the vibration. That video really puts me to sleep. I seriously cannot wait to read your comments on this one. Seriously, I'm not exposing you my weaknesses. Just telling you a story. I will really be amused by them. I wore a black shirt, so nobody can complain about my tits. No, I'm kidding. I didn't change myself. That's what I was wearing. I'm not gonna change just for some crybabies. I don't care about tit comments, guys. I don't. I mean, I'm a woman. I have them. I'm not gonna suppress them just for that. Just like if a guy does a video and he's handsome, he can't help it. I'm not gonna be distracted by that. Or if I find a voice attractive, I'm not just gonna whine about how that's attractive and how that just distracts me. And so, if people are gonna write appreciation comments, just let them do it. I don't mind. If they write pervy comments, let them do it. It's all parody stuff I will use. So it's like they're doing a favor to me, and honestly, how funny are they? If you want to write something nice, I'm so happy to read it. I don't have time to reply to everyone now. I'm so sorry, I wish I could like before. And when I have time, I feel guilty because, oh my god, I didn't reply all the others. Oh no, I feel so guilty. What if they feel left out? So I just try to reply every now and then, or just if someone does a question. If you need any help, seek advice of a therapist. I never, ever, ever took medications. Ever, 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 ever. Medications made horrible things happen in my life. I wasn't the one to take them, but especially don't mix them with alcohol. So if you really have to take them, be careful to not drink. And also never make the mistake of saying, I'd rather drink than take medications, because that's one of the first steps to alcoholism. If it happens every now and then, I just want to get drunk and not think about things. Even in that case, be careful. This is gonna be my longest video. It's not been any relaxing at all. Well, not for you. It's been for me. And I know some people will be interested in this. And I'm happy if it'll make them happy. So, Matteo, you see now why I want railroads in my life. Because everyone needs them. That's where we all start from. We need them, and then we can do what we want from that. We are free to go anywhere, where. I want them and I don't have them right now. I'm building them myself. But I honestly wish somebody would help me. I'm being helped a little. I just wish so much I had them done already. Like many other people did. Because they're just built better when an adult makes them for you. They're just much more functional. It's not true that you have to make yourself by yourself. That's not true at all. It can happen. It can be fine. But I just needed somebody to take those rails and put them down. I'm doing them myself with the help of somebody else. I just wished some things didn't happen to me. Just wish sometimes they didn't happen to anybody else, but to me especially. Why are certain things so obvious for some people? Why is it so obvious to not feel guilty or anxious for some things? I mean, how lucky are they? And I'm so happy actually when I think that my boyfriend never went through this, because it's something I wouldn't wish for anybody else. Well, I will be going to bed now. It's 4:15 a.m. Thank you for listening to my non-relaxing ramble. I'll probably just describe it as soft spoken. My arms feel so numb from attention of speaking. Thanks for listening. Even if it was just a minute and then you realized, oh no, she's not gonna relax me. She's just gonna whine. I understand you. There's nothing wrong if you don't want to listen to this. I will never listen to it again. I just spoke. Why would you want to listen to it? So, I have great videos. Just go and watch those. Don't get mixed with this stuff if you want to go to bed and just sleep. I seriously wouldn't watch this video if I were to. No, I don't think I would.